Dad, why is our gardener giving Mom CPR?
Baby, could you bring her some water, please?
My husband and daughter arrived home unexpectedly early and caught me red-handed.
Linda, go pack your stuff. You too, Pete. You're fired.
I didn't want to leave that gorgeous estate, so I decided to use my daughter as an excuse to stay. Mom will cheer you up. Let's go to your room. I hated playing with my daughter. It was so boring. But that day, I decided to sit in the nursery until Nick cooled down and forgave me. My plan worked. My husband didn't kick me out in front of my daughter. But as soon as Sally fell asleep, I went to the bathroom, and Nick met me in the hallway.
Here are your things. You can see your daughter every day, but not here.
Well, fine then. I'll be back soon. I had to figure out how to get my luxurious life back. But first, I needed to get rid of my stress at the posh hotel. Pete, I'm waiting for you at the Diamond Hotel. Hurry up. I asked for a suite, but I couldn't pay for it. Nick canceled all of my cards. So, instead of a luxurious hotel, I had to go to Pete's place. He lived in such poverty that it was immediately disgust. Soon, I realized that things could become much worse than I thought. Go to the pharmacy and buy a pregnancy test. Now! My worst fears were confirmed. I was pregnant with my gardener's baby. I could lie to Nick and tell him that the child was his. But we hadn't slept together for a very long time. So he wouldn't believe it. My new goal was to spend the night with my husband until my belly started growing. I decided to ask my daughter to help me. Sally, do you want Mom and Dad to be together again? I drew a bunch of pictures of the three of us and had Sally hang them on the walls of her room. Yet, it didn't work. Nick still didn't let me enter the house. Then, I told my daughter to refuse to go to sleep until Mommy sang her lullaby. Not even that led Nick to invite me home. He found another way to fulfill Sally's request. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. I was forced to adopt some radical methods. I found out which of Sally's friends were sick and took her to visit them. Give Donnie a hug, honey. I was lucky. Sally got sick right away. But even though she was suffering, I was happy. Because my husband finally called me home.
She will feel better if her mom is around.
After the betrayal, my natural charm was useless. So I resorted to giving Nick a sleeping pill. Last night was great, dear.
As soon as Sally gets better, you'll live. You don't belong here anymore.
Nick filed for divorce a few weeks later, but I was prepared. You're going to leave me while I'm pregnant with your baby?
And how do I know it's mine?
If you don't believe me, you'll believe the DNA test. Nick was too kind to kick a pregnant woman out. He allowed me to go back home, but we slept in different rooms. We had to wait for the child's birth to do a DNA test. But before my stomach grew, I had to betray Nick once again by faking the DNA test. I will be back in 6 months, and I expect the test to say what I want it to say. Otherwise, your wife will get this video of the two of us. A little girl was born, and I was able to convince Nick that he was the father. So, we started sleeping in the same room again. My life got better, but it quickly became boring. I learned that Pete started working for our neighbors, and I was looking for an adventure. Pete, are you alone there? I can stay with you for an hour. Your daughter keeps crying all the time, and I need you to help me get rid of the stress. If I had known that a baby monitor could be such a sneaky device, I would have never bought one.
Take the baby and go to your lover.
I don't need her. I'll just leave her at the orphanage.
No! Daddy, please don't give her my baby sister.
This time, I didn't leave the house empty-handed. I managed to make good money off my younger daughter. Give us your most expensive sweet. However, I quickly ran out of money and was forced to live in Pete's snack once again. I had to tolerate the young girls he brought home every night because I had nowhere else to go. Now, I don't want adventures at all. I want a family, but because of my selfishness, I lost mine forever.
My mother-in-law found a young lover and shamelessly flirted with him in front of everyone at the spa. I accidentally saw them together and, unfortunately, they saw me too.
Jenny, what a surprise! I unexpectedly met my friend's son here.
She lied to my face, and I pretended to believe her, because I knew that it was better not to quarrel with someone like her. The masseuse broke the awkward silence between us.
Your room for couples romantic massage is ready.
Upon hearing that, my mother-in-law got nervous and took me aside. She reminded me that we were going to celebrate her birthday that evening and asked me not to buy her anything.
Your amnesia is the best gift you can give me, my dear.
didn't see any remorse in her eyes. I was about to say no to her for the first time in my life, but I was interrupted by a phone call. It was my father-in-law.
Remember that if you destroy my marriage, I'll destroy yours. My son believes everything his beloved mother tells him.
I answered my father-in-law's call outside.
Johnny, my son won't pick up the phone. Can you help me out?
Mr. Nix was buying a present for his beloved wife. But the payment didn't go through due to some issues with the card. So he decided to borrow money from us. My father-in-law chose the most expensive necklace to please the vile liar.
I know it's a lot of money, but my Laura is a treasure.
I wanted to tell him the truth, but I didn't dare to. My husband always listened to his mother. And I was afraid that the terrible truth about her betrayal would destroy two families at once. So, with a heavy heart, I lent my father-in-law the money. However, when I said goodbye to him, I realized that I had to go back to the spa. That evening, the birthday girl was shining brighter than her new necklace. Mr. Nix also looked very happy with his wife. But after learning about the problems with his card, my mother-in-law's smile instantly disappeared.
The bank said that the card has run out of money because someone has been using it to pay for couples massages at an elite spa.
My mother-in-law panicked and started lying again.
Don't be angry, my love. I forgot to tell you. Jenny and I have been going to the spa together for a month.
She looked at me as if begging me to confirm her words. Yes, we've been going to the spa together.
Yes, we have. We love spending time together.
But we've only been there together once. Today, in fact. And I saw Mrs. Nix sitting there with her young lover. My mother-in-law completely lost it and started screaming at me, accusing me of slander. However, I had proof.
What? But how? Where did you get that?
I used your method. I lied. I told them how I lied to security about my wallet being stolen. I asked them to see the video from the surveillance cameras and filmed my mother-in-law flirting with her lover with my phone. Of course, my mother-in-law started making excuses. But neither my husband or father-in-law forgave her. Mr. Nix left his wife and gave me the necklace he had bought for her. He also told me that he was grateful because he didn't have to live a lie anymore. My husband and I took the necklace back to the jewelry store and purchased a cruise ticket for my father-in-law with the money. I hope this will be the beginning of a new and happy life for you. One without a woman who misuses your love and trust. Don't expect others to keep your dirty secrets.